Hi guys! So, I haven't done an updated foundation routine in quite some time. I hate to come at you like early in the morning like this, like no hair done, nothing, completely bare face, but this is kind of how it begins. So I'm just going to go through all the steps and hopefully this will answer a lot of questions that people ask me. I've already washed my face. I still wash my face with Checks and Balances by Origins. I think I haven't done this in like 2 years or something, and I was using this. I still use this. I've used this for over a decade. Excuse me. And then once I wash my face, I go ahead and moisturize. I have Make a Difference by Origins as well. So I'm not really gonna put any of that on. That part is already done. I'm gonna go ahead and use our MAC Matte Cream. And I use this because it's so hot. Even though my skin is really dry, and I use it literally in drops. I mean, like, you can't even, probably can't even see that. I use it just sparingly, but it's necessary because it is so hot right now. And when I put my foundation on, I haven't had a lot of problems with oxidation or getting too oily, but it definitely can happen. So I go ahead and just sweep this all over, and you saw that one little drop and how I just dispersed it a bit across my face. And then my next step is, now this is going to be kind of new. You guys didn't see me do this in the last video, or it may go against what you saw me do if you've been following me that long. If not, then it's kind of a moot point that I am making. So typically I don't actually cover up my brows, but I have been doing this lately, and I'm using Makeup Forever's Full Coverage Concealer. I have been doing this for a couple of reasons. Not that I don't like just filling in my brows, because typically that's what I do. This is something that I have been doing and because of the heat. Anything that can keep our brows from moving around in conjunction with using brow gel or whatever, I'll use. This particular concealer is so drying that it just makes my brows just stay all day. And I like kind of the lighter effect that it gives, kind of a blank effect. So when I put the shadow back on, and it's not so harsh. So I kind of dig that. Oh yes, this is my full foundation routine. And the funny thing is, God, I haven't done a live video like this in a while. I don't like to do them too much because you don't want to do it and then really screw up. But the purpose of this really isn't about perfection. I can fix all of this later if I want. It's more just about technique. And to answer kind of the requested things, see a little bit of dryness there. Because, you know, I definitely wasn't like looking forward to getting up so you guys could see like my puffy face, and then somebody's gonna chime in and say, drink more water, and I'm gonna be like, but I like coffee, and how that goes. I'm still gonna go ahead and do my concealer under my brow. I'd also like to hope, my hope is that you guys will see this and not feel like it's a bunch of overwhelming steps to do any area of this. I had considered doing my brows first and leaving this part out of the routine, but then I figured I would just leave it in here for you guys to see. Real talk. And I'll fix all of this later once I've got my foundation on. I don't know what the color of the lighting is like in here. It may not be that great, but because I usually have been doing things by daylight, but it's easier for me to do it in here and talk through it because I'm standing. I'm actually standing. That's how short I am. And then as opposed to setting up everything out by the window because I gotta get ready to go to work, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, moving on, honey. This is just MAC's Clear Brow Set. This one honestly is probably my favorite. I have this one. I use Makeup Forever's. I actually carry that one in my kit. And I also use the clear mascara by Maybelline. As the next step, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use, I'm gonna use this halo because I just purchased it and you guys saw, I mentioned this on Instagram and how great it was, and I really, really, really do love it a lot. I think it is fantastic. I actually met one of the Smashbox I met one of the Smashbox reps right after I got it. He's hilarious. His name is Clive, and I was telling him how much I love it. So I'm going to show you guys. The pump that comes out is really, really small. So, and I only do 4 of these. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, and just distribute it within. This particular brush is a Sigma. Hold on, I will tell you. F82, okay? And I'll also say this. I like this brush. The MAC 109 is still my favorite and preferred brush for liquid foundations. I do like the brush for distribution, and it takes out the lines, and that's great. But that 109 brush will probably always be my preferred go-to. I just don't have one up here that I can see that's clean. Because I know if anybody ever saw my foundation routine before, which I have no idea if I kept it up or if it's down in the archives or something like that, they would know that that's my brush, or I've spoken about it before. I tell my clients all the time that that's my preferred brush. I'm trying to really take my time. I've seen some, I don't want it to be too long, but I also don't want you guys to not get what you need. And I've seen people complain about videos being too short or too long or not having the information. So I just want to make sure you get everything you need from me in this video about foundation and just a little bit of my skincare that I'm doing right now. And I will say, it's the summer here, so some of the things that I'm doing right now will change when the winter comes. I won't need to use the matte cream. I won't need to lay down my eyebrows as much. I'll use a different moisturizer. I'll probably still use Origins, but I'll use a different moisturizer by Origins, one that's a little bit heavier because my skin's gonna be considerably drier. So, moving on. This is the NARS, I should know this, Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have been using this for months. I know it's not I don't know why this isn't a real fan favorite, but it works for me and my skin type. So I really, really am quite enjoying it. You've seen me use it in a few videos. A little bit actually goes a long way on that little doe foot there. And you can just distribute this with your finger if you like, or a wedge sponge if you like, whatever makes you feel good. Now if I was using this on a client, I would be doing this with a wedge sponge. You guys know how I am about hygiene and clients, and it just kind of makes me nervous, especially if I've got more than one client to do. If I have to put my hands on their face in any capacity, it's minimal. Absolutely minimal. That's why we have such disposable wands and cotton balls and wedges and all that type of stuff. It's just for your own safety. So, but this is my face, so it doesn't matter. Right. Okay. I'm not an over highlighter. I don't over contour my face. And I apologize. I know it's puffy. It's still really early for me, so I kind of just got up, had some coffee, fed Jack, and woke up my son because he's the only one that has a day off, and or he has a day off, and yeah, and I was like, let me get in there and do this. I'm using some banana powder, and I'm not gonna use like a super shimmery highlight today, And even though this is a setting powder, it's still gonna give me kind of that pop that I need underneath my eyes to set this creamy concealer. And it's still gonna open up the eye area for me in the end. Now this is something I could use in the center. What I probably will do right now is go ahead and set my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyes while you guys are standing here with my paint pot, so they'll be prepped for when I do my eyes later. And I apologize if you guys don't like long videos, because I probably will not edit this too much, except for where I just have complete verbal fumbles. My next step is to go ahead and contour my cheeks. This particular one is Turks and Caicos. You know, you guys can use whatever you feel comfortable with, and you know I have a ton of these to choose from. It's just up here right now. And this brush that I'm using is by Msallmadeup Tools, if anybody wanted to know who is the yellow handle. And I do it this way first because I can give it so much more strength since I haven't put my powder on over it. This is by Too Faced Sun Bunny. I'm going to use this side, the darker side, to go just around the edges. And I'm using that one because it's a little bit more bronzy. It is a little bit more accommodating to my skin tone, whereas the contouring that I use with Turks and Caicos is a little bit darker. It just gives more of a shape, and I don't want a glow here, I want a shape here. Okay, I am going to use what I consider a sheer press powder. This is my Studio Care Blend powder. I rave about it all the time. This one's in medium dark. It's by MAC. That's what my color is. So if you're around my shade, you know, I'm an NC42 in MAC. I am a 163 in Makeup Forever. I am a 60 beige in Chanel, and I am a 7 in Smashbox, for those of you who are asking. I'm just gonna finish that up. And since I'm not putting my lipstick or anything on right now, I'm just gonna put like my lip conditioner, my MAC lip conditioner on, and we'll be done. Just to keep them soft till I'm ready to get done. This has really been a long video, so I'm gonna have to edit it because I'm watching the time. But I hope you guys find this helpful. I'll show you some pictures in the daylight so that you can really see the finished look. And I'll see you guys on the next go round. Thanks so much. It looks so big and fun. But I just wanted to make sure you got what you need. Got what you need.